So what's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. So, you know what time it is, and whatever type of emotion you go through, disclaimer. I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there, man. You know, prepare yourself for these type of videos because they could go either way. You know, you could be happy, sad, or mad. It could go either way. Shout outs to Audit though for always coming with the heat. Make sure you go show them some love and subscribe to them as well. All right. So this video here is dash cam catches cop losing control. Now, when you think of cop, you think of a person that's supposed to be well trained and not lose control, supposed to be able to you know what I mean, handle and withstand all situations, right? So you just hate to see these type of headlines. So we're gonna check this video out, man. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, man, and I appreciate y'all. We just hit 700K, man. Appreciate y'all for the support throughout the years, bro. I straight up and down, I appreciate it. All right. So with that being said, let's get to the video. Here we go. Disclaimer.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers identification laws, traffic violations, and officer commands, and is brought to us by Matthew Soanes' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Surfshark. Surfshark is a premier...
Hold on, I got y'all right about here.
Your exclusive offer now. Thanks again to Surfshark for sponsoring this episode. On July 20th, 2019, 57-year-old Robert Henserling was driving on a roadway in Lamar County, Mississippi, when he was stopped by Trooper Caleb Miller of the Mississippi Highway Patrol for an unknown traffic violation.
Yes, sir.
So before we get started, I gotta ask y'all, do y'all think the cops feel a certain type of way that when they approach the vehicle that somebody automatically turns their camera on? Do you think that leads to a cop feeling some type of way and this automatically possibly going left when it shouldn't be the case? I just have to ask that. Do y'all think they feel a certain type of way, a cop feels a certain type of way when you turn that camera towards them? I just wanted to see y'all's thoughts on that.
Yes, sir.
Driver's license, proof, insurance.
What I do?
I'll get your driver's license and I'll explain it to you.
I'm working on it. No, what I do first? Why you pull me over?
Let me get your driver's license and I'll
No, what do you pull me over for? Tell me that first.
Sir, let me explain something to you.
And what's your? I know the law. No, you have to tell me why you pull me over.
I don't have to tell you.
Well, I have driver's
I have
license.
to identify you first.
No, you don't. You have my tag number right there. Are you J Troop or K Troop?
Use driver's
Who
license
are you?
and proof, insurance.
No, what did you pull me over for first?
Sir, you can be difficult. Or
I do a
what?
what? I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just telling you. No, I'm not. And you're also. Anyway, I'm just asking, why'd you pull me over first?
What did he point to? What's that in the window? What is that? What do y'all think that sign says? What is that? What is that? Because he definitely pointed to it as to say, I'm this and I have this, meaning he pointed to the camera. But I wonder what that sign says.
Anyway, I'm just asking, why'd you pull me over first? I did one wide open throttle. I'm a diagnostic mechanic. And you also pulled my son over, the same thing too, Caleb Miller. You saw me at Rose's one time with an open carry weapon. I'm just asking, and I know Jamie Atkins and all the bunch, whatever, but why'd you pull me over? Why? Need to do that first. No, you have my tag number. You can run it and get my
Just because
name.
it's tag number doesn't mean it comes back to the driver's vehicle.
It does show the insurance though on the thing.
Listen, that's correct.
No,
I
but
still-
tell me why. You have to tell me why you pull me over. You haven't identified yourself yet. I see a uniform. I see a vehicle. Okay. Why did you pull me over?
Listen to me.
I did a wide open throttle, real quick. I'm a diagnostic mechanic. I'm working on a truck, and I'm heading toward a guy's house to help me with it in Columbia.
I'm gonna explain something.
I am listening. No, you don't have to explain.
Yo, this cop is getting pissed. You know how I know? Because this is how you deal with your children sometimes. You be like, would you just do what I told you to do? Now, please just go do what I told you to do. He has that hand up, that just do what I told you to do. And we can avoid what's about to happen. Like, this cop is getting pissed. He bulging out his shirt. Like,
guy's house to help me with it in Columbia. I am listening. No, you don't have to explain. That's the cop's explain. No.
I need to identify who I'm speaking with. I'll explain to you.
I am Robert B. Henserling. My birthday is 6/22/62. I own this truck, and I have registration and everything. You don't have to know that. Tell me why you pulled me over.
Mr. Henserling insists that Trooper Miller is obligated to inform him of why he has been stopped before he surrenders his driver's license, but he does tell the trooper his name and date of birth and admits to owning the vehicle. In general, police officers must have reasonable suspicion of a traffic violation or criminal activity to pull over a vehicle, but they are not legally obligated to inform citizens of the reason for traffic stops, although it may be policy or standard practice for many departments. In fact, in the 1996 case of Wren versus United States, the Supreme Court held that the actual reason an officer pulled over an individual is irrelevant to the constitutionality of a traffic stop. The court explained that, quote, not only have we never held that an officer's motive invalidates objectively justifiable behavior under the Fourth Amendment, but we have repeatedly held and asserted the contrary. We think these cases foreclose any argument that the constitutional reasonableness of traffic stops depends on the actual motivations of the individual officers involved. In other words, as long as there existed some objective reason that would warrant conducting a traffic stop, the stop is considered to be constitutional, regardless of the real reason the officer pulled an individual over. Conversely, while officers do not have a duty to explain the reason for a traffic stop, drivers are legally required to display their license upon request to a police officer. Section 63-1-41 of the Mississippi Code states that, quote, every licensee shall have the required license in his immediate possession at all times when operating a motor vehicle, and shall display the same upon demand of a peace officer.
So technically right now, according to the audit, and I say according to audit because we're watching his video and he's done the research. So I'm saying, and I don't live in Mississippi, so I don't know Mississippi's code or nothing like that. So, but according to what the audit is displaying in front of us, the driver is in the wrong by not providing the officer with his license. How many of y'all knew he was? Because the confidence that came off of the driver insinuated that he knew what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? It came off that I was about to say, yo, he got this officer, he got him right where he want him. But according to this, he's in the wrong.
Sir, there is no contingency in the statute that requires officers to prove to the driver that they had a reasonable suspicion to stop them for this obligation to apply, and therefore, Mr. Henserling was legally required to display his license to Trooper Miller. If Mr. Henserling believed that he was pulled over unlawfully, the best course of action would have been to comply with the demand to display his driver's license and challenge the validity of the traffic stop in court if he was charged with an offense.
Now, that's the way I always try to tell my kids to do it, you know what I mean? Comply. When you get there, call us, we come get you, and we'll handle this through the channels if we possibly can. You know what I mean? You can only try to fight it and go as far as you can trying to fight it. Other than that, I don't need you getting in no situation. Point blank, period. All right? I don't need you getting in no situation. So he had video. If something would have went wrong or the officer was in the wrong, he could have fought it later on because he has video. So, but according to them, he's in the wrong.
He could also express his concerns about a baseless traffic stop by filing a complaint with the Mississippi Highway Patrol.
I know who you are, and I know you know Jamie Atkins, R37, okay? I'm not naming names, but you have to tell me, you know, who you are, identify yourself. You do. I own this truck. You can run my tag number. Brand new tag, brand new license. Tell me why. There's my proof of insurance. It has my name on it right there. I don't have to hand this to you. All I have to do is just show you. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm asserting my right. No, I'm a nice guy. I'm a really nice guy.
Am I not being?
You are, but I don't have to. I don't have to do that. No. Tell me why you pulled me over. Tell me.
Did you step out of the vehicle?
No. In fact, I'm gonna lock the doors and went up a little bit too. I just need to ask. I'm going to a friend's house in Columbia right now. I did one wide open throttle on my truck. I just took it 1,200-mile round trip. Jamie knows that. I sent him all the information, whatever. You know, I did one wide open throttle. I was not reckless driving. I did one wide open throttle on the truck. I let off.
Mr. Henserling admits that he, quote, did one wide open throttle.
What does that mean? Meaning he just gunned it and then let off of it? Or what? What does that wide open throttle mean? Is he checking for something, or he just gunned it and then pulled back, but the cop caught him gunning it, now that's why he's pulled over, I'm guessing.
Which means that he fully depressed the accelerator pedal of his truck for a brief period of time.
Okay.
He also informs Trooper Miller that he is a diagnostic mechanic and implies that he was conducting a diagnostic test when he accelerated. First, it's important to note that while mechanics often road test vehicles as part of the repair process, they're not granted any special privileges to violate traffic laws while conducting these tests. However, it's typically not illegal in and of itself to rapidly accelerate in a vehicle while remaining under the speed limit. Still, there may be some situations where rapid acceleration could be unsafe, which could make it illegal. Section 63-3-1213 of the Mississippi Code states that, quote, any person who drives any vehicle in a careless or imprudent manner without due regard for the width, grade, curves, corner, traffic, and use of the streets and highways and all other attendant circumstances is guilty of careless driving. And Section 63-3-1201 states that, quote, any person who drives any vehicle in such a manner as to indicate either a willful or a wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property is guilty of reckless driving. Reckless driving shall be considered a greater offense than careless driving. While simply accelerating a vehicle would not ordinarily be considered a violation of either of these statutes, an individual could be potentially convicted of careless or reckless driving for rapidly accelerating around a dangerous curve, or in such a way that it posed a risk to other vehicles on the road. In this situation, because Trooper Miller refused to explain the reason for the stop, it's impossible to say whether he was within his authority to pull Mr. Henserling over. If Trooper Miller did conduct the stop solely because of Mr. Henserling's acceleration, it is likely that a court would conclude that he did not have reasonable suspicion to pull Mr. Henserling over, unless the wide open throttle was conducted in an unsafe manner.
I saw you way back there, sitting back there. I have you on video right there.
That's fine. You'll be on the video on my video.
That's fine. That's really cool. I appreciate that. I really do.
You want to step out of your truck?
No, I'm not stepping out.
You want to step out of your truck, man?
No.
There's no reason to do that.
There's no reason to step out either.
You can go.
There's no reason
Look, I'm going to
either.
give you a couple options.
No.
You can either get out of the vehicle or give
No.
you a license.
I can give you my license, but I'm not stepping out of the vehicle.
This is about to go bad. This is about to go bad. Bad, bad, bad.
Give me a license.
No. It's very dangerous for me to be out, stepping out, you know, in this situation. You don't know me. I don't know you. No.
Listen to me. Get out of the
No.
truck. Get out of
There's
the truck.
my license
Get out
right
of the
there.
truck. You're being disorderly.
No.
Your lawful command. Get out
There's
of the
my
vehicle.
license. It's not a
Get out of the
lawful
vehicle.
command. No.
Get out of the vehicle.
No.
Get out
There's
of
no
the vehicle.
reason for this.
Quit reaching under the seat. You leave that license.
My
right
gun's
there.
over there. There's no reason.
What did he just say? Bro. Like, my whole body just starts sweating right then. He just said, stop reaching up under the seat. Fam said, my gun's over there. Yo.
For this. Here's my brand new license. Jamie just got me this license. Do not do that. No.
Trooper Miller orders Mr. Henserling to exit the vehicle, but he refuses to do so. Trooper Miller then informs Mr. Henserling that he's under arrest for disorderly conduct as he begins to pull him from the vehicle. As we have discussed many times on ATA, the Supreme Court held in the 1977 case of Pennsylvania v. Mims that once a vehicle has been lawfully detained for a traffic violation, officers can order the driver to get out of the vehicle without violating the Fourth Amendment. Here, Mr. Henserling's refusal to comply with this command likely constituted a violation of Mississippi's disorderly conduct law. Section 97-35-7 of the Mississippi Code states that, quote, Whoever, with intent to provoke a breach of the peace, or under such circumstances as may lead to a breach of the peace, or which may cause or occasion a breach of the peace, fails or refuses to promptly comply with or obey a request, command, or order of a law enforcement officer to arise, if lying or sitting down, and move to a point designated by said officer outside the immediate area of, or which is affected by the occurrences at, the place of issuing such order, command, or request. In the 2014 case of Rogalski v. State, the Court of Appeals of Mississippi affirmed a disorderly conduct conviction under very similar circumstances to Mr. Henserling's. In this case, a driver refused to show his driver's license to an officer upon demand. The officer then opened the vehicle door and unbuckled the driver's seatbelt. The driver responded by locking his arms and legs and refusing to get out of the vehicle. He was then forcibly removed from the vehicle, and after a few moments of struggle, he was handcuffed and arrested. Given the similarity...
Get out of the truck. No.
Mr. Henserling was arrested and taken to the Lamar County Jail. He was charged with driving under the influence, speeding, following too closely, and resisting arrest, to which he pled guilty on all charges. Ultimately, Mr. Henserling was ordered to spend 13 days in jail and pay a...
Wait. You did all of that to plead guilty? You did all of that like you were in the right to get there and plead guilty? I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Listen, man. If you feel like you wrong, bro, go through the proper channels, man. And don't, like, you was almost tased, bro. I was sitting there like, is fam about to get tased? He was almost tased.
A total of $1,785 in fines and associated fees. It is unclear whether Mr. Henserling filed any official complaint or lawsuit. Overall, Trooper Miller gets a B+, because although he could have made a stronger effort to de-escalate before employing the use of force, he maintained a relatively calm and professional demeanor, offered Mr. Henserling several opportunities to obey his commands, and remained within the bounds of his authority throughout the interaction. While there is certainly an argument to be made that Trooper Miller may have been able to reason with Mr. Henserling if he had continued talking with him, there's no legal doctrine that assigns a...
I don't think he was going to get anywhere. He tried several times, bro. Just give me a license. Please give me a license. Please give me a license. But he was like, no, I know everybody in the county. Look at me. I know everybody. Yup, me. I know your boss, who you work with. We drank a couple beers a couple weeks ago, had a barbecue. I know everybody. Like, fam, I don't care who you know. I'm here to do my job and what I'm supposed to do and obey the law. And right now I'm asking you to do this. And he like, no. So I don't think he was going to get anywhere with this dude.
Rigid guideline for when officers should stop de-escalating an encounter and start employing the use of force to control the situation. Before the trooper managed to open the door...
And then I think he showed restraint. Because he could have tased the old boy. And he thought about it. He pulled it out. And didn't. So it's like... I think he did show restraint.
To the truck, Mr. Henserling informed him that a firearm was inside the vehicle, essentially justifying the trooper's initial order to exit the vehicle. The NIMS ruling was designed to mitigate the potential dangers associated with interacting with citizens while they are inside of their vehicle, with the potential for hidden weapons typically being cited as the primary motivation for asking a citizen to step out.
That's the thing. He told him, he said, stop reaching around. He said, stop reaching over there and everything. He said, why my gun's over there? Bro, that could have made it escalate even more. Now I got to worry about my safety because you could be reaching for that. You know what I'm saying? So when you say, did he show restraint? Listen, man, you know, we could feel how we want to feel about cops. And I always say there's some good ones, there's some bad ones. And the bad ones, we just got to continue to weed through those and get them up out of there. But when you have one that did it the right way, and everybody ain't gonna do it all the way textbook, but he did this as best as I know the way he was supposed to do it, right? He did it. And I think he maintained his composure long enough. I mean, could he go longer? He probably could have. You know what I mean? But all that's just extra. All that's extra, bro. Like the fact that he said, I got a gun over there. Like, at that point, it's like, all right, my mind, I gotta make it home. He better not keep reaching over there.
By admitting to the presence of a weapon inside the vehicle, Mr. Henserling provided Trooper Miller with a legitimate justification for ordering him out of the vehicle and using force to compel his compliance. The courts have routinely offered members of law enforcement a broad spectrum of discretionary authority to do whatever is reasonably necessary to ensure their safety, and this interaction highlights how that authority can manifest itself both in practicality and within the courtroom. Mr. Henserling gets an F for displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of Mississippi's identification laws and
That F stands for knowing nothing. You know, that just goes to show you, man, somebody can talk like they know everything and they know the law and be completely wrong.
Constitutional rights in general, failing to invoke his right to silence,
For knowing nothing or failing to know nothing, however y'all want to put it, starting off with an F.
and for disobeying several lawful orders and physically resisting a lawful arrest. Mr. Henserling made several critical errors during this encounter that largely stem from his misconceptions regarding Mississippi law and the Constitution, and his failure to invoke his right to silence likely would have had a dramatic impact on his case if it had gone to trial. One aspect of this encounter that should not be overlooked for members of law enforcement is the fact that Trooper Miller decided to use force without waiting for backup to arrive. The trooper...
That's true. That's scary. That is scary. That is definitely scary, fam. Get you some backup there. You know what I mean? Get some help there. Call in backup. Like, I've been pulled over before, and I look around. There was 4 cars around me. This dude did it all by himself.
also did so with the knowledge that a firearm was inside the vehicle and within reach of Mr. Henserling. Most law enforcement professionals would likely advise against attempting to apprehend a potentially armed suspect without other officers present to assist, and Trooper Miller's premature decision to engage with Mr. Henserling prompted a nearby citizen to put themselves in danger in an effort to help the trooper. If this interaction had evolved into a shootout, then the trooper could have put himself at risk for civil litigation if anyone was injured as a result of his failure to follow departmental policy. Before attempting to physically remove Mr. Henserling from the vehicle, Trooper Miller may have benefited from returning to his patrol car and contacting a supervisor, or ensuring that backup was on the way at the very least. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you...
Yeah, that was crazy, fam. That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, bro, you went through all that like you knew what you was talking about and were completely wrong according to audit to audit and the information he displayed. You was wrong. You pled guilty. Not innocent. You pled guilty. And you did your time and paid your fine. Like, if I'm going to go through all that, I for sure need to know what I'm talking about. And I can't be under the influence at the same time, bro. Like, wow. Didn't see that one coming. Like, didn't see that one coming at all. So, man, y'all get at me in the comment section, bro. Let me know. Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? Why do you disagree if you disagree? Why do you agree if you agree? Put it in the comment section, man. It's always fun to see everybody's thoughts and perspective on the entire thing, all right? Because we don't all have the same views aligned, so it's always good to see. And you may make me think about something that I didn't think about, and vice versa. So, y'all get at me. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, share the video, and stick around and stay tuned, man. Until the next one, I'm gone. Peace.